you ever tried to explain yourself to your parents and felt like they heard everything except your heart? Have you ever walked away from an argument and thought, why do I keep repeating the same pain? Welcome back to the channel today. We are talking about conflict with parents in a way. It is honest, practical, and deeply human. We are not here to blame parents or blame children. We are here to understand the inner mechanics that turn love into tension and to learn how to respond with awakening wisdom, karma, compassion, practice, and a clearer destiny. Two ideas will guide this entire story. First, conflict with parents is rarely only about the topic on the surface. It is usually about identity, fear, control, and unmet needs. Second, your response in conflict becomes karma in motion. Because the way you speak, the way you listen, and the way you regulate your nervous system plants seeds that grow into your future relationship and into the kind of person you become. Let us begin with a scene that many people recognize. A young person named Ryan comes home later than expected, not extremely late, but late enough to trigger alarm in the household. The parent does not start with a question, the parent starts with accusation. Where were you? Why did you not answer? Why do you never listen? Ryan feels attacked. Ryan answers with sharpness. I told you I was busy. Stop controlling me. The parent gets louder. I am your parent. I have the right. Ryan feels humiliation and anger. The argument expands like fire. The original issue was time. The real issue becomes respect, freedom, and fear. Afterwards, Ryan goes to the room, slams the door, and feels two emotions at once: anger and guilt. Anger because the parent felt unfair, guilt because Ryan knows the parent worries. Love is there, but it is tangled with pressure. This is the first truth about family conflict. Love does not automatically create wisdom. Love can exist with unconsciousness. Unconsciousness means reaction. Without awareness, we react from conditioning, not from choice. So what is conditioning in parent conflict? Parents often carry fear of danger, fear of losing connection, fear of losing authority, fear that the child will suffer the way they suffered, fear that the world is harsh, fear that their sacrifices will be wasted, fear that they will be judged as failing parents. When fear rises, parents often use control as a shield. They call it care, but the child experiences it as mistrust. Children often carry hunger, hunger for autonomy, hunger to be seen as a person, hunger for respect, hunger for identity, hunger to explore, hunger to make mistakes and still be loved. When hunger rises, children often use rebellion as a shield. They call it freedom, but parents experience it as disrespect. So the fight is often fear versus hunger, control versus autonomy, love versus expression. When both sides are scared, both sides become loud. Now here is where awakening begins. Awakening begins when you notice that the argument is not only about the argument. It is about the state of the nervous system. When the nervous system is triggered, you cannot communicate. While your listening becomes narrow, your voice becomes sharp, your mind becomes fast, your memory becomes selective. You are not stupid, you are simply in survival mode. So the first skill in handling conflict with parents is not the perfect sentence. The first skill is regulation. Regulation means you learn to pause before words become weapons. One breath can be the difference between karma that damages and karma that heals. One breath can stop the chain reaction. Let us go deeper with Ryan's story. After many arguments, Ryan starts thinking, my parents will never understand me. This belief feels like truth because it has been repeated, but repetition is not always truth. It can be a groove in the mind. Ryan begins to avoid conversation. Ryan hides things. Ryan lies about small details to avoid drama. The house becomes quieter, but not more peaceful. Quiet becomes distance, becomes loneliness, becomes more conflict later. This is a karmic loop. Notice how it works. Fear produces control. Control produces rebellion. Rebellion produces more fear. More fear produces more control. If nobody interrupts this loop, it becomes destiny. The family becomes a place where people live together but do not feel safe with each other. Now the question becomes, how do you interrupt the loop without becoming weakened, without becoming cruel? Here is the inner shift. You stop trying to win the argument and you start trying to protect relationship and dignity at the same time. Winning an argument usually feeds ego. Ego wants to be right even if love is damaged. Ego feels satisfied for one moment. Then guilt arrives, then distance grows. This is bad karma. Protecting relationship does not mean surrendering your truth. It means choosing the time, tone, and method that creates the least suffering long term. So Ryan begins to practice something new, not a big dramatic change, a small practice. When a conflict starts, Ryan notices the first signal in the body, the chest tightness, the heat in the face, the urge to shout, the urge to prove. When Ryan notices that signal, Ryan does one thing. Ryan pauses and takes one slow breath. This breath is not magical, it is practical. It is the mind. 1 second of space. Space is where choice appears. Then Ryan uses a simple sentence that changes the entire atmosphere. I hear that you are worried. I am willing to talk, but not while we are shouting. This sentence does 3 things. It acknowledges the parent fear. It sets a boundary. On tone, it offers connection. At first, the parent reacts badly because the parent is also triggered. The parent says, do not talk to me like that. But Ryan keeps the voice steady. Ryan repeats, I will talk when we are calm. This is difficult because Ryan wants approval, but approval cannot be the price of self-respect. If you trade self-respect for approval, you pay later with resentment. Resentment is poison in family karma. Now what happens when Ryan stays steady? Sometimes the parent calms down, sometimes the parent does not, but either way Ryan karma changes. Because Ryan is no longer feeding the wildfire. Ryan is becoming a person who can remain grounded under pressure. That is spiritual practice. Now let us bring in another character. A person named Lena is an adult but still fights with parents on the phone. The topics change: money, marriage, lifestyle, career choices. But the feeling is the same. Lena feels judged. Lena tries to defend Lena. I get sarcastic. The parent gets hurt. The call ends. Lena feels exhausted. Lena begins to realize something that many adults realize late. The parent-child dynamic can remain frozen. Even when the child grows older, parents still see the old child. Children still react like the old teenager. So Lena decides to practice maturity. Maturity does not mean obedience. Maturity means responsibility for your inner world. Lena does something very practical before calling parents. Lena's it's for 2 minutes and sets an intention. Is simple. I will speak truthfully and kindly. I will not seek validation through arguments. I will not punish them with sarcasm. This intention is like setting a compass. When the conversation gets stormy, the compass helps Lena return. During the call, the parent criticizes Lena choices. Lena feels the familiar heat. The old Lena would attack. The new Lena pauses and asks one question: what do you fear will happen if I choose this path? This question changes everything because it reveals the hidden engine behind criticism. Often criticism is fear. Fear of instability, fear of community judgment, fear of loss. When Lena asks that question, the parent sometimes softens and admits fear. Then the conversation becomes human, not hierarchical. Even when the parent does not soften, Lena still benefits because Lena stops reacting automatically. Lena practices wisdom. Now let us speak about compassion, because compassion is often misunderstood in family conflict. Compassion does not mean letting parents control you. Compassion means understanding the pain beneath behavior while still setting boundaries. Boundaries are compassion to boundaries prevent resentment. Boundaries prevent explosive fights. Boundaries teach others how to treat you. Boundaries protect your peace. So how do you set boundaries with parents without disrespect? You speak clearly. You keep the tone calm. You repeat without drama. You follow through with action. For example, if yelling starts, you say, I will continue later. Then you actually end the conversation politely. If you say it and then stay and fight, you teach the nervous system that boundaries are fake. This is karma training. Karma is created by repeated patterns, not by one speech. Now, let us address the core wound many people carry. Many young people secretly want one thing from parents: not money, not gifts, not permission. They want to be seen. Seen means the parent tries to understand the child's inner world. Seen means the parent respects feelings, even when they disagree. Seen means the parent listens without turning everything into a lecture. Parents also often want one thing from children: they want to feel respected. Respected means the child acknowledges effort. Respected means the child does not speak like contempt is normal. Respected means the child communicates rather than disappears. When both sides feel unseen and disrespected, the conflict becomes endless. So the healing path includes a practice of recognition. Ryan begins to say one sentence each week that is not about arguing. Ryan says, I know you worry because you care. I appreciate that. This is not surrender, this is recognition. Recognition softens the nervous system. When the nervous system softens, communication becomes easier. At the same time, Ryan asks for one recognition. In return, Ryan says, I need you to respect that I am growing. I need you to speak to me without insults. This is balanced karma. It gives and it requests, it honors and it protects. Now let us bring in the theme of destiny. Family conflict is not only painful, now it shapes your future relationships. If you learn to fight with shouting, you will shout with partners. If you learn to avoid, you will avoid intimacy. If you learn to manipulate, you will become manipulative. If you learn to pause, you will become wise. If you learn to set boundaries with love, you will create healthier future homes. So the question becomes, what do you want to practice now so your future destiny is cleaner? Practice calm speech. Practice listening. Practice saying no without cruelty. Practice taking responsibility for your mistakes quickly. Practice gratitude without surrendering your needs. These practices create new karma. Now we must address mistakes because everyone makes them. Sometimes the child truly made a mistake, sometimes the parent truly overreacted, sometimes both happened at once. Wisdom means you can admit your mistake without losing dignity, and you can request better behavior without becoming irritant. Ryan begins doing this after a conflict. Triumphs. I should have messaged you earlier. That was my mistake. I will do that next time, and I also need you to stop calling me names. That makes me shut down. This is mature speech. It builds trust. Trust is the foundation of freedom. Parents give more freedom when they trust. Children build trust through consistency, not through arguments. Now let us talk about the hidden spiritual teaching inside parent conflict. Parents are often the first mirrors that reveal your ego triggers. When your parent criticizes you, what rises inside? You might notice shame, you might notice shame, you might notice the urge to prove, you might notice the urge to run. These are not just family issues, these are inner patterns. If you can see them, you can transform them. This is awakening. Awakening means you stop being a puppet of triggers. Wisdom means you choose the next action skillfully. Compassion means you do not weaponize your pain. Practice means you repeat the skill until it becomes natural. Destiny means the long-term result of your repeated responses. Now, I want to share a strong real-world example without drama. An adult named Priya had constant fights with her mother. They argued about career, marriage, lifestyle. Priya felt controlled, the mother felt ignored. Priya tried to win debates. The mother tried to win authority. Both were losing love. Priya decided on one new rule: no important topics during high emotion. If the mother started criticizing, Priya said, I hear you and I will think about it. Let us talk tomorrow. At first the mother hated it. She wanted immediate control, but over time, the mother learned that criticism no longer produced instant obedience. It produced distance, so the mother adjusted. She spoke more gently. Priya listened more. They still disagreed, but the poison reduced. This is proof that boundaries plus calm repetition can reshape family karma. Now we close with the deepest point. You cannot change your parents directly. You can influence the relationship by changing your response. Your response is your power. Your response is your karma. Your response becomes your destiny. If you respond with hatred, you deepen suffering. If you respond with awareness, you create space. If you respond with truth and compassion, you build a bridge. If you respond with patience, you allow time to heal. If you respond with steady boundaries, you protect your heart. Thank you for staying with me through this conversation. Now I want to hear from you. What is the biggest conflict theme in your family right now? Freedom, privacy, school, career, money, respect, or communication? And what is the hardest moment for you? The beginning of an argument, the middle when voices rise, or the ending when you feel guilt? Share your story in the comments so others feel less alone. And if you want more long-form storytelling that turns daily conflict into awakening, wisdom, karma, compassion, practice into destiny shaped by dignity, please subscribe, like, and comment to support this space.